way of the future.
There's a lot of innocent people being crucified.
Hey, it's Patrician Landon Regali coming at you from the privacy, the safety, and the sanctuary of my beloved cousin Lori and her foster child here in North Carolina. At the time of this recording, it is March 14th, 2024, Thursday in North Carolina. So, what's shaking, everybody? How's it going? Hopefully everybody is on the upside of all of this tyranny going on out in the world with all of this inside out way of moral aptitude. So I'm like, okay, for all of the, God serving, light serving populace, stop and take note for a second. How many times have you ever seen a church, or a coven, rather, that says, where satanic worshipers, come on in. Let's see what we can do for you. I mean, it's like it's not there, although we've heard about it, and it's more like urban legend. But honestly, they're just underground. They're there. And as far as I can tell, my very minuscule perspective, they're kind of growing in a bit of unnerving numbers, because these are your occultists. And I'm not to say that all occultists are bad, occult being hidden knowledge. Like I never really believed in spell work or witchcraft, really. Like abracadabra, I never believed in any of that. And in fact, in my walk with being a paranormal girl, I've always, paranormal has been my passion, really. Ask my kid, ask Ollie, she'll tell you. But, nonetheless, I never believed in spell work or any, let alone mystics and seers, let alone tarot readings or divining tools. And so, now that I've awakened to that being, a truth and the reality as we see, as it presents itself, the next step for me to awaken to had been the vital essence of energy harvesting, of what witches and warlocks of the unethical nature, and how they siphon energy from the unwitting populace. So the social engineering has been paranormal doesn't exist, and if you believe it, you're just irrational as fuck. Meanwhile, the same person social engineering that is running the fucking spell work. Is running the spell work within the context of our government, within the context of a lot of our healthcare providers, if that should concern you, and within the context of churches that are secret covens running game on the populace that show up. I didn't know that, but apparently. So whenever Barbara Regali and Monica Regali, Tim Regali, Paul Regali, Brian Rice, and Marcella Maria Comiskey and Don Renee Barber, they were harvesting my energy, motherfucking fucktards. But God only allowed it, so everything that you built on that got usurped, and now it's crumbling around you, so whatever. And guess what? I still love you all, and I really don't want nothing to do with you, and I don't even harbor resentment towards you. Doesn't that just piss you off? I know it does. But whatever. And then so, the thing about that is that it's just crucial to start to awaken to the ebb and flow in the dynamics of the energy at large that is in play. I mean, if you can use a remote control to turn on the TV That's energy, right? But then why would it be insane to consider that we as viable organisms, we as people that have our own batteries, why is it insane to consider that the energy that we have cannot be manipulated or can be manipulated? So if you're still living in that paradigm, you are ripe for the pickings, my dear. And if you are a divine being and don't even know it, they really love the fuck out of you and will even grind their heel of their boot into your face even harder, which is what's been happening to me. So I say that to say, as an encouragement for people to awaken to themselves, to the glory of the energy that we all have. And there's no need to run the spell work because everything gained from that is a one big huge string of monkey paws. You may not see it at the time, but those fool-ass bastards that actually summon the entities and then lie to them, they end up getting killed by them in the end because they pissed them off. So whatever. But I do want to say that that this is, of course, a slandering circuit. Hello. And that the targeting of the individual is a sacrifice circuit, like I've said in the past, with the trifecta of sacrificing somebody in the ethers. That's before they move in for the kill. So they're like, they petition whatever deities have their rituals and say, we sacrifice this person, and whatever they do. And then that's whenever they start to light up the Zetsursung to the person. And then create and orchestrate their life to make this person like a goddamn worm on the end of a fucking fish hook and make it dance there. Hello? I've been asking for the truth to be delivered to me. And if there are any ethical cops, ethical, judicial, anything ethical working on my case, where the fuck are you? Where the fuck are you? And then so, whatever. But the covens are growing and that should concern everybody. So everybody participating in that freak show of the targeting of the individual, of that freak show of the gang stalking, of the group stalking of that individual, that freak show of organized crimes, of organized criminals, organizing hate crimes. You guys should be really on the alert, because if you're participating in that and you consider yourself Christian or law-abiding or even one who serves the light, you got to get the fuck out of there, honey. And then, you have the moral accountability to turn in everybody. But on this end of business, yeah, I know I have been very vocal about being Zetsursung by those close to me. Whatever. Is it really happening? It's like you have a string of mounting, coinciding incidents. Again, it's not my business. If it is if it's, done by the neighbors or otherwise, not my business. I'm just there to report the objective findings, and the ideology of the findings really isn't my business, because I'm all about evangelizing those around me. And if they don't want to evangelize, that's on them. But I'm not going to hate them at the same time. But I'm certainly not just going to roll over and take it. So if you get mad at me for not rolling over and taking it, well, that says more about you than it does me. So, but being this heinous slandering circuit, you know how many times people have already called the police in on me? I mean, from Texas to Washington, and I don't know about here in North Carolina, but if it does, y'all gotta realize something, that your hate train on me, all it does is now, that list is now a list of suspects. You guys realize that? So anytime somebody now calls the cops in on me, what you did was throw yourself into the circle in the hardy list of suspects. So what's the next step out of, I completely isolating your targeted individual? It's like, come on over here, Hansel and Gretel, I will fatten you up just for the big payoff. So I'm like, what's the next step in the big payoff? To isolate them right before you move in for the kill? I mean, because the lack of internet privileges has gone on like 2 to 3 days already. I mean, like for about an hour or so. Like, there's a pattern there. It happened again yesterday. I'm just so like, first of all, I don't pay the internet bill, so why am I going to bitch about that? You know, but however, I do know that rub down that you get for coming sideways at me, that's dripping with the blood off my brow and off my fucking back. So, you know, whatever. And I will not complain about being Cinderella because, again, I'm very thankful of having a place to not be railed at the public at large. You know, so if those are close to me want to rail me on the down low, well, that's on them. But don't mistake my presence in your life as not one of opportunity of materialistic gain. It was supposed to be an ethereal opportunity of getting out of Dodge, out of, you know, reforming yourself and being encouraged to reform. Because if all you've ever surrounded yourself with are goddamn gold digging, government grubbing sheeple lemming heads of this slander circuit, of the satanic circuit, of the group stalking, gang stalking, which is organized crimes, which is organized hate crimes that propagate the molestation of children, human trafficking of children, and the human trafficking of just humans. You guys are the biggest criminals there are in the syndicate of world history right now. Because this is proliferated throughout the United States, let alone throughout the globe. So, you know, what's the next thing on the grill of the Zetzer song? You know what? Completely isolate me altogether. So let's put it this way, America. If I'm isolated from the internet altogether, I promise you, I will at least do my best to do a video every day. And I won't post on my community board more than 2 days in a row. So if my videos just stop altogether, there's a reason for that. So at this point, I'm like, what's the next foul slander that's going to be reported to the North Carolina police? I'm like, what? I'm like, I really am not going to try to deconstruct it. All it is that, you know what? It's just templates. So what's the next template out of needling your target by invading the personal privacy, by using the things that I have shared for like one-on-one has been used against me. I'm like, okay, so I know not to do that anymore, whatever. So if there are ethical anybody out there, call off the hyenas already. And just look out for the next best thing, which is some kind of to be accused of some heinous action to the police or whatever, because that's what these fool ass bitches do. They're just so used to trying to grovel for that big payoff with the dangling string of carrots. They're not going to care to think twice about calling foul on me. I mean, because now every time somebody calls foul on me, what you do is just shine a huge light over your own head. And really, when people get thrown in my path, your overseers are using you for the buffer to get the heat off them. And really, they just really throw you under the bus big and bad. So I've seen that happen before too, but whatever. So, okay, North Carolina, look out for next slander circuit to kind of turn up the roast in accusing me of some foul-ass bullshit, because that's just part of the template. Duh, who couldn't see that coming? Whatever. But as it is, I'll still be respectful to all my handlers. Just don't expect me to like roll over and take it. Until then, I'm a happy little Cinderella girl waiting for the ethical people of the world to come up and do the fucking final shakedown to get me into my own sense of safety and sanctuary, away from the groveling, sniveling of the group stalking of the organized hate crime syndicate. I mean, they all get their orders from the goddamn fucking tit of their handlers. It's like the handlers gotta go get their handler training session. Meanwhile, fuck you for destroying the lives of all of the children that you guys suck into this. Fuck you for them. Because they believe in and trust in your guidance. And if you're the kind of guardian that's tooling them for the final grub down, you're a piece of shit, my love. If you don't want to reform, it's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to be on the wrong side of the tracks. But what's worse is staying in the hell and the chaos and the conflict that you create and then turn around and drag children into that. What? By pretending every time they go to the handlers that they're going to, get a really nice acting job, that they're going to get a real nice voice over training job, or going to be an actress out of being a psychotic loon that you have hand groped to be? Fuck you for them. Because they don't even realize it. They're just going to do whatever grub down that you want. And God forbid you talk them into hiding out in the room just so you can run a psychotic game by pretending they ain't there when they really are. That is like the worst of tripe. You're throwing their lives away. You're messing with their mental clarity. You are destroying their moral aptitude of the compass that should be groomed to uphold at any cost, at any temptation. Fuck you for them. Get right with yourselves. Hit reset. Get on track already. But just watch out, America. If I actually get like another shakedown of, Miss Patricia did this, and this when she didn't, as just part of the Slinder circuit. And make note, I called it out. Because, hello, that's just what these fool-ass bitches do. It's a template. It's a very well-oiled machine. And after being a heavily targeted individual for the past 4 years going on 5, and I had been targeted on and off prior to that for 25 years, bitch, I've seen it all. Okay? So, whatever. But yeah, that's pretty much what I wanted to talk about. Just be on the up and up of North Carolina police getting more slander on Patricia and Landon Regali that, those close to me would be so ready and eager to do because they ain't got no integrity, and their eye on the prize of the final grub down is all that they can fucking think about, eat, breathe, and sleep. I'm like, okay, whatever. You're not the first snivellers that have tried to crack the piñata, and you won't be any sniveler and groveler for the fucking blood coin because, you know what, I've already been broken by the Most High, put together, so whatever. But watch out for that, America. And again, if there's any ethical anybody working on my behalf, where the fuck are you, my loves? Call off the hyenas already. Anyways, it's been Patricia and Landon Regali coming at you from the privacy, the safety, and the sanctuary of my beautiful cousin and her sweet, gorgeous foster daughter here in North Carolina. Peace out for now.